touch that? I'm not gonna pick that ball up. Heyo. What's up, Brovid19?
Brovid19, the Magic Car Path Ride. Ryan Westfall, Zach Maloche here. Woo.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot. YouTube land. Thanks for joining us again. We're live, baby. What are you going to do? C-Void 19, C-Void 20.
You know what I just want to throw out right now, which is a trip. It's Q1 of the year is pretty much over, which is gnarly. This is 2020. Seems like it just started. Q1, done so. Quotas need to be filled, met. Things need to happen, and yet we're on lockdown. We are Frozen. Frozen 2, which, by the way, I saw in the theaters. Piece of shit.
Did you really see it in the theater? Oh, interesting.
Guess, you know who wanted to?
Huh. I
did.
I mean, if it's supposed to be as good as the first one, why wouldn't you want to see it?
I didn't see the first one. I don't watch.
Oh, really?
No. The previews for.
Were you on shrooms or something?
No, I can't explain it. The previews for Frozen 2 were banging, and I was like, wow, I'm sold. I want to go see it, and I saw it. Piece of shit.
I'll give you that. Yeah. I went to Disney on Ice, but I mean, at least I have a kid.
Disney's great. Can I also tell you that at work, bro, my coworker Mike was chastising me for taking Tin Cup over The Greatest Game Ever Played on the ultimate list of golf movies.
Oh, man. Wow, we're coming out the gates hot today.
Like that.
We're coming out the gates hot today.
It's the last thing the last conversation I had before I got here was that. So.
Wow. Okay. So, man, I love The Greatest Game Ever Played.
Me too.
I love it, but I am 100% fucking with you, my man.
Here's the thing. I tried to
all day.
He made a valid point. He's like,
let me hear it.
What's the better movie? And I was like, ooh, that's a good question because he's like, I think when it comes to the golf and like the excitement, Greatest Game was way better. Like, you know.
That's what he said.
No, and you know what? I agree with him though. And I backed it up with this. Tin Cup is the iconic, cult classic, generational movie for golf. It was one of a kind. It was special. It had the competition. It had the real life major championships like scenario, and it was a comedy, and it had the love story. It was a classic, iconic classic of all time, legendary. But what was the better golf movie was the question, and it really had me start thinking because the reason why we love Greatest Game is that's a damn good golf movie. You know what I mean? Is this too intense to start?
Oh, no. Well, dude, took me off guard, first of all.
Yeah.
Had no idea we were just going to jump right out of the gates of this. But I'm so opinionated on this one. I'm just trying to get my facts together.
We got time. Gather your thoughts.
We got plenty of time. Time of quarantine.
Yeah.
Every time like me and my lady get in a little spat, I'm like, babe, time of quarantine. We don't need to worry about this right now. Like
we don't need to handle this right now.
We got 7 more days to handle this. 7 more weeks probably.
7 months.
Okay. Let's go backwards.
Let's digress.
Because, we'll go backwards in because Greatest Game came out later.
Yeah.
So we'll go with Shia first. Okay. Phenomenal cinematography. I would not like the movie as much as I do if it wasn't a true story.
Yeah.
Okay, so that really fucking helps.
Yeah.
100%.
The story itself is amazing.
100% it goes down as the best golf, if not the best, one of the best golf movies to go down because of the fact that it's a true story.
Yeah.
All right? Like, I'm sorry if you love Bagger Vance, and I love Bagger Vance, but if you're a fan, sorry, this movie takes precedence because it's a true story.
Well, that in the movie was far better. This is how it all
ready.
started. I talk shit about Bagger Vance.
Okay.
And I said,
it's not bad.
And then he asked me, have you ever seen The Greatest Game? And I'm like, The Greatest Game is close in at number 2 on my list of best golf movies ever.
Soared right into
and then he gets mad and says number 2 because I mentioned that Bagger Vance was number 27 because my hatred for Bagger Vance is that deep. But then he broke out this little nugget, and I don't think you knew this. Maybe you did. Correct me if I'm wrong. You knew this or you didn't. Did you know that Shia LaBeouf learned that golf swing in a matter of months?
Mm-hmm.
You did know that.
Yeah. I watched the whole. Yeah.
You brought it up.
I don't want. No, I mean, not only did I bring it up. Yes, you're correct. But
you brought it up on this show, didn't you?
Not in depth though, but he went in depth. Yeah. That's all I got to say. Is he gets into it, as we all know, but he took that to serious. But anyway,
I thought with the quality of his swing that he had been not collegiate. He's too young, but like at least high school player,
at
like
college
at least
player.
But he
high
wasn't.
School,
he wasn't.
Yeah.
But he wasn't.
He just picked it up.
He just no. He told his the guy who like was directing him, I need to make my swing look like I know what I'm doing, and I need it to be in a few months.
You're 100% correct.
Boom, he had it. Yeah. So that just gives him props for his acting ability or just athletic ability, but because he makes it look like he's been playing for years. He looks better than Danny from Caddyshack.
100%. And I'll give Danny from Caddyshack his credit. At least that was his golf swing.
Yeah, he actually was a player.
That was his golf swing, and he played. Here's the weird thing, and we talked about it before. He has this weird neck condition now, or something happened, and he's not really able to golf as much as he wanted to.
That's right.
But when you look at his swing in Caddyshack, I can kind of foreshadow your later problems, bro.
Yeah. You put a lot in there, a lot of torque.
Yeah.
But to
to
finish up your point, because you're absolutely correct. What makes Tin Cup better, and what I was trying to argue is that it has everything that you could possibly want. Like, does Greatest Game have Gary McCord talking into a microphone soda dispenser? No. Does it have the sexual chemistry between a Costner and a Rene Russo? Doesn't have any
in their prime. Well, and then as we digress, straight up within Shia getting his game in tuned and trying to be 100% actor golfer and make it right, and not being a golfer, Costner was kind of a golfer.
Kind of.
Swung it around. Heavy baseball player.
Looked good.
Obviously, with all his baseball movies. But as we talked about in the Casas interviews, he kind of helped with Costner's swing within Tin Cup.
Yeah.
So he actually had some guidance. He took it serious, just like Shia, and made it his point to, hey, I know I'm a ball player.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure I have a golf swing, and I want to execute. I'll tell you what.
But the difference is that Costner actually loves golf, and Shia LaBeouf did not love golf.
I'll give you that, though.
He said, I need to do this because I need to sell my acting ability on this movie. It's not because I have the passion for golf like Costner. I just need to make myself look good so that I look legit, because that's my craft. I'm an actor. I need to fucking portray this character, so I need to have a good golf swing.
I would lean with that, but I'd also give him the benefit of the doubt of he takes his craft serious enough to respect the history of things.
Yeah.
And understand and adapt to the era of times and what it meant, because the whole story behind Greatest Game Ever Played, and this is what I love about it, is that it's the underdog, and not only the underdog, he lived
ultimate underdog.
When you fast forward to Arnie, you know what I mean, in his shack at the club and the whole nine, it's like this kid grew up across the street from this club. We know the bigotry with golf, right? Yeah. He was shunned.
He was a
he was
a caddy, bro.
You want to talk about white on white crime? That happens in country clubs all the time back in the day. You know what I mean?
Money versus no money sees no color, bro. It's the ultimate bigotry is money versus to no money.
And coming from someone that can relate to that, it's a phenomenal story, man. Yeah. And in that time, historically, which I think Shia really respected, was a kid of that nature. His dad was just like, no.
Yeah, you're
not going to do that.
You got to work hard for your money.
No, and it's a time you're like 10 years removed from like immigrating. Yeah. So his dad's like, you're not doing that, and and he's like the flower child of his era. He's like, hey, or of his little neighborhood, obviously, because he's trying to invade the rich. But anywho, it's just the underlining of the whole like rags to riches is there within
it's the
that.
best story. That's why Arnold Palmer is the best.
But it's the truth, and that's what makes Arnold and that story all relative.
Yeah.
Digressing back to Tin Cup, man, that's just the best. It came out before it.
It just has too much, bro. It has too much, and it's the more. It has the like.
It's the rags to riches.
Do you quote?
Yes.
Greatest game ever played?
Never.
A
couple.
Do you quote?
But it's Eddie's.
Tin Cup. Eddie's. How often do you get nice par, David?
Me and you, bro. I've seen this guy trip and fall on his face, and vice versa, and we'd be like, "Nice par, David."
Yeah, dude.
Good job, dude.
As soon as somebody hits a ball in the water and then drops another ball, in your mind, the first words to pop up are Tin Cup. Like, and you're waiting for them to hit another ball in the water so you could say Tin Cup.
When I put when you put one in the water,
yeah,
2 in the water, rum. You look right at me, rum. Just throw me one.
Yeah.
I'm your cheech.
Yeah.
I'll admit it.
Yeah.
You know, in that aspect.
If you had a mustache,
I'll throw the ball.
If you had a mustache and you were balding like I am, it would be even better. That's all I got to say. When I saw Tim get a fucking 16 on that par 3 at Eagle Ridge, God, that was the best Tin Cup moment ever.
My Uncle Matt.
Ball.
Yeah. What'd you say? Eagle Ridge?
Eagle Ridge.
My Uncle Matt at Eagle Ridge. What hole?
I don't know. It was on back nine, I think.
Back nine. Was it 16?
15 or 16.
Up against the water on your
water
left?
right on the left. That's a one.
Oh my God, this is crazy, dude.
Oh,
my Uncle Matt.
Tim and Matt need to.
Rome. He roamed me 4 fucking times. 3 or 4 fucking times, man.
Get the fuck out of here.
Swear to God. He always quit again. What? He roamed me. That's great.
That's breakthrough. It doesn't even feel like we're doing a pod right now because of that fucking breakthrough info.
So, but again, being that it came out before, for me at least in my generation, it came out before that. That's been even my own lady up against recently was like, I love this movie,
dude.
It's a cinematic quality to
you know
Tin
what
Cup.
we need? You know what we need is we need a golf movie, bro. We need another golf movie.
I don't think we do.
No, we do. We need it to be done well though. Like Sevy would have been a good movie. Instead,
it fucking sucked.
They did.
It was great. I watched it. It was
no.
A great
I'm
movie.
not. That doesn't even deserve to be brought up. But since you did, that was a piece of poo poo. It was fun to watch for informational purposes, but that's that little Sevy crap.
It was like an ID movie.
Sevy should get his own movie, man. People would love the Sev.
Oh man, dude.
As long as he's wearing that double.
I'll tell you what.
Nike
I'll give you
icon
this.
visor in the last scene.
In the Latin American spirit of this, you have plenty of movies on Pablo Escobar and certain corrupt figures, and you don't have a legit movie on Sevy, who was a legit Spaniard, legit fucking put people on the map, dude.
I don't know what you know what story would be good though is the Ben Hogan story. Because Ben Hogan got into that car accident in the prime of his career.
Yeah.
And they said he'd never walk again, and he almost died. I think he was he was driving back from a tournament after playing a tournament with his wife in the car. You know this story? It was foggy. He didn't see the oncoming car, but when he knew that he was going to crash, he hurled his body in front of his wife to save his wife, and the car crashed.
Oh yeah, and he broke his back.
He broke
fucking everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And he was destroyed, and they told him, yeah, you're probably never golfing again. Not the Hawk, bro. He came back, and he won tournaments. He continued to be kind of a racist asshole, but it doesn't matter. He won tournaments. He did a good job, after that. It's a good story. So, the Ben Hogan Foundation and, the whole museum that they have, Ben Hogan, he was a salty character. I teased him. He gave Arnold a lot of shit. He told Arnold that he's got a crappy swing. He was kind of a not the nicest guy, but still, he's got a good story, man. He came back from potentially never walking to, winning more majors.
That's a good one. Did was it Arnie or Jack that had the story where they took off and he went home instead of taking off in the car, and they got in a car accident. And his girlfriend died in there, or something like that.
I don't know. No,
I shouldn't have brought that up. We should. I should fact check that one. We'll bring it up a different time.
Is that Jason Duffner? I'm not sure.
Anyway, back to the task at hand, man. Again, I'll finalize mine, and then I'll ask you, man. But Tin Cup, I think for me, rings more precedence, and I think more of a golf movie. It's the Major League of Golf.
It is.
You feel me?
It is.
Like there's Bull. I'll give you this. There's like Bull Durham. There's Field Dreams.
Yeah.
Field of Dreams, and then there's Greatest Game Ever Played. There's Bagger, and then there's Tin Cup.
But do you think that Major League is the best baseball movie ever? Like best made movie about baseball?
I don't know, and I'm a big fan.
But is it your favorite? Yes, right? Like it's not.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Because for me, it's my favorite baseball movie. But I'm not gonna say it's like Field of Dreams is a better made movie. It's a better picture.
Yeah.
Than Major League is.
See, we're on to something. Yeah.
But Major League is the better baseball movie. You know what I mean? Like it's.
I feel Major League.
Yeah, it's my favorite baseball movie to watch.
I got in trouble for talking to shit in Farm, bro. A fucking pitching machine. I was getting in trouble for talking to kids in their batting swings because of Major League. My mom grounded me, bro. I got grounded off Major League.
Because of Major League?
Yeah.
Behringer has that effect on people.
I was 8 when that shit came out, bro. So I was in Little League fucking tearing shit up, talking in people's battings. I was a catcher.
Yeah, of course. You had to.
Yeah.
Behringer effect, bro. It's a Behringer effect.
Man. Tommy.
Yeah.
He's the man. Yeah. No gerbils for that guy.
No gerbils for him.
Real quick before we go back into this.
Are we going to bring up Richard Gere? Is that where we're going?
Yeah, I want to ask you, is Tom Behringer the poor man's Richard Gere?
I don't know. By the way, about him putting gerbils in his butt and all that, because like everybody knows that story. I think what happened there is that he had a mole on his butt, and then someone was like, a mole? He put moles in his butt? And then, isn't a mole like a gerbil? And then... It's like the operator effect when you say something and then by the time it gets back around to you, it's completely different words than what you said.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. That's a touchy subject.
We've been more on Hollywood than we have on golf.
Well, no, so I wanted to bring it back, bro. Obviously, like I like to do, I overreach being a drummer. A little Lars effect here and there.
Sometimes you gotta hit.
Little Lars effect here and there.
Sometimes you got rototoms all the way over there,
yeah.
bro.
As much as I hate Lars, I see myself sometimes.
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you break down between the two movies?
Oh, well, it's number 1 is Tin Cup. Number 2 is Greatest Game.
So we
Number 3 is Caddyshack.
Okay.
And then that's it. The rest of them don't matter, bro. The rest of them do not matter.
They really don't. And we talked about the other ones, and they're fucking pretty crappy. The one we didn't... Yeah, remember Sweets hit us up on that one and was like, "Hey, you missed that one. We won't bring it up."
Which one did we miss?
Oh man, the one where Shooter McGavin plays the washed-up hustler, golfer hustler.
Never saw it.
We didn't bring it up, but and that's how deep it is in the cuts. So you might be right. We might need a good triumphant golf movie.
We do, bro.
But I will give Greatest Game Ever Played the fact that that's the last triumphant golf movie that ever came out.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you one thing. Dustin Johnson, he would be... Bradley Cooper could play Dustin Johnson. That's what I'll say right there. He could. Guaranteed he could. That's one actor to play. But the problem is Dustin, I don't think he could... Like, his character would be not really relevant because he can't carry you. Like, you can't make a movie about Dustin. Like, the climax of the movie would be him falling down the stairs of his own boat on cocaine. That's not going to be a good film.
I mean, not to bring it back straight into Tin Cup again, but I mean, like, we've always joked, like, we're like the white and Mexican tin Cup scenario, right?
Yeah.
And there's the whole rags to riches with Tin Cup we kind of touched on, but I mean, that is the ideal. Like, I love the quote in the middle of that movie where he's like, look at me. I'm not a guy, like... I got a sponsor that's a truck stop. Like, yeah. What I mean, and like, it almost brings tears to my. That's the only that movie and Invisible is the only sports movies that like almost bring a tear to my eye, other than Rad, the BMX movie. They like almost bring a tear to my eye because it's like the rags to riches, you know. It's kind.
Is this chair making? Dude, this chair is making all kinds of noise. I think we need some WD-40.
I just bought some. Thank goodness.
I'm gonna stay right here. I'm not gonna move.
I thought you were like sinking for a second.
Yeah, it sounds like a dog having a seizure is behind my chair right now. It's bizarre.
Well, hey, nonetheless.
All right, let's get off of that. Let's move over to something else.
That was great, man. That was great. But in golf news, we released on our Instagram the other day the new tour schedule.
Yes.
The potential tour schedule.
Yeah, let me go over that. By the way, I saw a map today of with little dots that represented everywhere where a golf course is open versus closed. So they were green and red dots.
Okay.
Ah, shit, man. It was on the golf .com or whatever, like the Golf Channel website.
Right.
Insane, dude. Like as far as where courses are open, the whole southern belt, southeast of the country, like Florida, the Carolinas, Georgia, Arkansas.
Okay.
Nothing but green, dude. Just green dots as far as the eye can see. All the courses are open. And then you got spots like New York and Michigan where they got tons of courses, but they're all shut down. And then you got California also having a lot of courses mostly shut down. It's just crazy how many courses are open. But let's go over the schedule, bro. So this is the new projected 2020 schedule.
Yeah.
August 6th is the first major. Colonial, on an off note, will be hosting the first tournament brought back. This is all speculation because, I mean, we don't know, bro. 5,000 people died in the U.S. today in the last 24 hours.
Okay.
So, and that's the record. So, I mean, like, we don't know. This is speculation. But according to this proposed schedule, PGA Championship at our fucking spot in San Francisco at Harding Park, August 6th through 9th. August 6th. Then we got August 20th. So if this were to come to fruition, we got a major and then 2 weeks later, another major. August 20th to September 7th. Well, what the fuck? Oh, that's the FedEx Cup playoffs. That's that whole schedule.
Yeah, that's all kind of separate, yeah.
So it's a bunch of tournaments. But holy crap, man. You got one major, FedEx Cup. Then as soon as that's done, September 7th is when FedEx Cup ends. September 17th, 10 days later, U.S. Open. Right after the FedEx Cup is the U.S. Open. And then after that's done, 5 days later, September 25th, 5 days after the U.S. Open finishes, Ryder Cup starts. Ryder Cup starts 5 days after the U.S. Open finishes.
Damn, that's kind of intense, man.
Yeah. Then you get a break. After September, you get a full break. October is completely dormant. November 12th is when the Masters starts. But it's crazy. They got PGA, FedEx Cup playoffs, which is, whatever the 4 tournaments that they got. Or it can't be because it's August 20th through September 7th. So it's got to be only 2. They're just condensing everything and throwing it out there.
Well,
and then
yeah, because, I mean, you almost get 2 Masters in 1 year, man.
Think
about that.
Dude, from August 6th to November 12th. So that's August, September, October, November. That's 3 months. 3 months time, you get 3 majors, the FedEx Cup playoffs, which I don't know how many tournaments that's going to be. Probably just 1 or 2 at the max. But at least you get 3 majors and then the Ryder Cup and the FedEx playoffs. Insane. This is the world we live in.
And who gets was it precedence to that? You know what I mean? As far as tournaments, players, there's some guys that were about to qualify for a tournament that aren't going to qualify.
It's set in stone. Wherever it's set now, I don't even know whatever fucking algorithms they're using.
Oh man, because that's weird. Because let's say you qualified for a tournament and you got in, but I didn't make that tournament, so I was going to be able to qualify for, and let's say I was, going to do good and qualify, but at least I had the chance for that next tournament to do, and then I didn't get that chance because it got canceled.
Don't think about this numerically. Just be glad that whoever's playing is fucking playing, because,
I'm thinking about it too broadly, too, because I'm thinking about Corn Ferries and XXX. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking about every player. I'm not even thinking about. I'm really not thinking about the pros.
We're just lucky to have golf back. We're just lucky to have anything. And as soon as August 6th, like, August is, I mean, that's far away, though. That's the first time there's going to be a tournament, like a major. Players is canceled. Open's canceled. Sorry, Hideki.
Canadian Open's canceled.
Oh, all that shit's over. Everything's done. Weird. That's where we're at.
So let me get this straight. So August is the first one, and then November is the Masters.
All speculatory.
Of course.
We don't know, dude. We don't know.
Well, because I have another thing to add to that on our selfish end. But
when do we get to play?
So kind of like what I kind of yeah, exactly. What I kind of touched on was that you get a Masters and then a Masters though, because you have the Masters in November, and then you just got like a quick little thing, and then it kind of evens right back out. So you almost get 2 Masters in one season in a sense. I mean, if you're that excited about the Masters, then that's great. But I'm just saying.
Of course. Yeah, but we don't know what it's going to be like next year. I don't think this is going to just end like in a couple months.
Nah, dude. Well, and what I was going to kind of say too is like, as musicians, like, we're not going to be able to play a venue. Like our next show might not be until like fucking the Christmas show. And I don't think it's too far fetched to think that we're lucky if we even get our Christmas show. Our annual we have had an annual Christmas concert every year for the past 7 years, and I think we'll be lucky if we even get that.
Yeah.
Because if they're thinking they're only going to open venues in November,
are they going to just cancel Christmas?
Dude, they're saying live concert, like live like sporting events may or may not even happen until November.
Yeah. And
they said bars won't even open until after venues open, like legit venues, like bars. Sporting events.
Think about those.
And we generally play bar venues. Like even if you play the Catalyst, that's a fucking bar, dude. I'm sorry, but it's a giant bar.
Bars won't be open. Gyms.
No.
Gyms won't be open forever.
Quite possibly, man.
Maybe never. But golf courses? So I wanted to tell you, in Canada, you know what they're doing? They're chopping up noodles, pool noodles, slicing down a slit down one of them, and covering the flag stick with the pool noodle, putting the pool noodle in the hole, so when your ball just bounces off the noodle, it's in the hole. If it touches the noodle, it's in the hole. So that you never have to have your ball go in the hole and like bounce in the hole. Because I was looking at this little this Cobblestone is this company that has the Easy Lift putter thing. You see that?
That was the one you sent me, right?
Yeah, it was the one where you lift up with the little hook on your putter.
I like that.
But here's the thing: the ball, which is plastic, that can touch you, and if you put the germ on the plastic ball or whatever the material is made of, it could sit on there and then give that to the hole, and then somebody else's ball could go in there. So that's still dangerous. This little noodle, putting a little foam noodle around the hole, I like that idea, at least for the time being. You're not going to get to hear the sound.
Yeah.
The ball's never going to literally fall in the hole.
I think it's better than the lifted cup.
It's safer. It's not as good because you don't get to hear the sound. But
I'll tell you what, I think with the handicap system, I think you might want to reconsider those more than the lifted cup, because essentially USGA, NCGAs, everything is if you hit the cup, you got it.
Yeah, but they're not gonna. No, dude, the ball's got to fucking fall in the hole.
So that's the thing.
The pool noodle's cool for the time being.
So, but I like the other one you sent me where it was like you pull you pull it out because it's got to go in, and that's the thing with the lifted cup. And what you're saying is like you kind of cheat your handicap because you can just tap it and that's it. That doesn't mean just because you tap it you didn't double it.
So here's the thing: that little easy lift thing. I'd say if there was zero COVID crisis issue, that thing. If golf courses were to adapt that'd be great. I would like that because, I don't know if you have the putter that can pick your ball up. But if that's the thing, even when you make a putt and there's no COVID, you could just lift the thing up and it shoots the ball out and then pick your ball up.
I mean, when you think about it, it's like even if you touch your ball and you hit it and it runs through the grass, I mean, like you got to think too, like extreme cases. But if you find your ball in a little bit of poison oak, but you hit it and it runs through some wet grass and then you put it into the hole, it's wiped off a little bit of its shit if the grass is wet, like in the morning time especially. But
yeah,
if it's a little
do we
wet,
know that though? We
don't know that, but
we're not fucking scientists.
I'm gonna stop. I'm not a scientist. I didn't even graduate high school, so I don't know what the fuck I'm saying to anybody.
You're right.
But generally, I mean, like,
I don't know. Maybe yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're not. You sound like the president right now.
Well, at the turn here, well, yeah, let's talk about
Oh, I got something.
What's that?
So, the Greenbrier, the military
Greenbrier
tribute at the Greenbrier, West Virginia. Take me home, country road.
What was that? Yesterday they released that, right?
Yeah, it's permanently off the tour schedule. Now, remember we were talking at our last show about how the soccer, Cincinnati soccer group their program got canceled?
Yeah.
This is the shit I'm talking about. When it's like people look at like their contracts and just like what they have left to withhold and like how they're doing as an event, and they're gonna say, you know what, now's a good time to just cut our losses and pull out. The next one to follow is the Greenbrier.
Is it one and the same, huh?
I don't know. I just equate those two, but 10 years of partnership with the PGA Tour. And like the Greenbrier commercial, Greenbrier's all over video games, dude. That's one of the tournaments I played on my 2012 Krusty Bitch tournament schedule. The Greenbrier was always an event. I'm pretty sure the 18th hole at the Greenbrier is a par 3. It's one of those, right?
Is it really?
Isn't it?
No, I don't think it is.
No? Am I thinking somewhere else?
I'm
thinking of East Lake, bro. My bad. That's East Lake.
I'll look up in a second, but
Either way, the Greenbrier is a fixture on like the tour. It has been for years.
Well,
gone.
It's the military
tribute,
and there always was one. Yeah. But Greenbrier's been essentially the one for the past 10 years.
Well, they were on contract through 2026, and they said, "No, we're done. We're done."
Wow. Yeah. That is very interesting because in light of everything that's going on, I would say a government, because there's so much like, I mean, even within where it's at, there's like all this like conspiracy shit behind. There's the underground bunker and the whole
Are you
thing,
trying?
right?
Are you tying in military connections?
No, in a sense.
I like where you're going. Mel Gibson, Julia Roberts, conspiracy theory, circa 2005. I would
just find it weird that like, why are we pulling out at something like that we need? Like, first of all, it's a resort that's been around since the 1800s.
It's surely.
Like, why are you pulling that out now in the time of anything like this?
It's financial, man. They're just done.
It is.
They just don't want to do that anymore. I don't know.
West Virginia.
That's what I'm saying,
country
dude.
Home. But where do you put the new military tribute? You can't get rid of the tournament. You can get rid of the venue. Where do you put the new tournament?
Let me read this straight off the golfchannel.com's article. The tour announced Thursday that the military tribute at the Greenbrier will not be a part of the 2021 fall schedule and will not return in the future per a mutual agreement ending a 10-year run at the West Virginia resort. The two parties were under contract through 2026. We are very grateful to the Governor Jim Justice at the Greenbrier Resort for a highly successful 10 years of partnership with the PGA Tour, said the tour's chief tournament and competition officer, Andy Pazder. The Greenbrier Resort was incredibly unique and it was a world-class venue that our players will always remember and cherish. But
it's kind of weird.
We're done.
It's really weird because they were slated, if I'm not mistaken, and from what I've read, the contract was slated till 2026.
Yeah.
And again, on Twitter, Instagram, whatever the fuck, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Safeway Open is now...
Yeah.
Which now I see was a grandfathering in, because I was wondering why that was so.
It's only 3 years old, right? Safeway.
Yeah, and it was it's that's the beginning of the season. Like, why are we why is this particular tournament being shoved in right here? So it kind of makes a little more sense now,
bro.
I guess.
Do you know what I own? I got this a few months ago was with that Silverado a stay and play package for at the Silverado where they do the Safeway
Did you buy
Open
it?
in Napa. Yes, I did.
Okay.
It was 65% off.
Yeah, that's
on that,
great.
You saw that Golf Moose thing, right?
I've seen it. Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
I
great.
snatched that up. Well, guess what? When am I going to get to use that is the question. And, oh, by the way, the massages and the things that they have.
Not happening.
Ah.
So great.
Yeah.
You lady better start golfing again.
I better get a refund, or they better at least
Yeah.
let me play like 8 rounds consecutively. Because I will. I'll do that tomorrow.
Wow, that's a good point, man.
Yeah.
So me and your coworker Daniel-san,
Yeah.
we won that. Well, no, we didn't win. We got third place in the Rotary Club tournament
Yep.
at Deep Cliff, and we won a free round at Boundary Oaks in Walnut Creek.
April 4th. Or, May 4th. May 4th is when they're slated to open. I
But
call
I
every
think,
time, every day.
But generally, I believe the Rotary tournament is till April, and that was our cutoff. So I hope.
Dude, there's got to be...
Hold on. First of all, I don't want to fucking ruin it for anybody, but we have insider people there, so I think we'll get our shit
They can't fuck us over
accommodated.
like
But I think generally, if you hadn't gone there yet, and then all of a sudden this shit happened, it's like, bro, there was 3 months I could have gone, but like, I couldn't.
No, that's not gonna. They can't hold us to that.
Luckily, we know some people within those two courses, Los Lagos and Boundary Oaks being sister courses.
Los Lagos is
Sister courses.
Los Lagos is probably gonna close. Los Lagos may never open again. I'm not kidding you.
They were
bro.
already on their way.
They're already on their way
Yeah.
out, and with this happening, they'll never close again. I was hearing about a coworker or one of our customers, just a mutual business partner, lives in New Zealand.
Okay.
Not only are the courses in New Zealand and I think Australia closed, but they're unable to do any sort of maintenance. And you know what happens with greens when you let greens go?
Yeah.
Eventually, they're kind of fucked. Like if you could ruin your greens if you don't maintain them and cut them on a daily basis, or at least every so often, as much as you can. But if they're not even letting the greens crew, and there's even this course where the dude's a member at, the greens crew, the main like keeper guy, he lives in a house
On the course, yeah.
On the course. He's still not allowed to get in his tractor by himself and go do maintenance on the course.
Dude, that's funny you bring that up, because I was telling our good buddy Phil, our guitarist, our singer, because he lives right, literally walking distance to
Prune
Ridge Golf Course.
Yeah.
And they've been cutting the lawns there.
Good.
And we have some connections at Almaden Country Club now, which you don't know yet, but we do.
Oh, cool. Way to break it to me. Can we go play there when it's open?
I just broke that now.
All right. Get us on there.
Yeah.
Hook us up. Sponsor us, people.
Tim Ryan. You know, that's his home course.
Is it really?
Yeah. So
The handsome Tim Ryan.
we'll be out there with the likes of Tim Ryan.
Fuck yeah, brother.
But so Phil was questioning some stuff, and I was like, yeah, nah, you know what I mean? Like courses like that are done. And it's funny that Prune Ridge is kind of cut, and I've noticed they've been cutting it because I drive there on the way to the studio quite often. And I was like, wow, they're really keeping it up. But the biggest thing with the country clubs and this and that, because a lot of the country club members that live on the properties are like, hey, why can't I just go out in my front yard and just like chip some balls and this and that. And basically establishments are like, at some point we have to have the maintenance crews come in, and that's not social distancing. That's not doing our part. We're not contributing. And I get that aspect, but hey, Privilege is doing it.
Different places, I guess.
But
There's still, you got to remember, there's still a lot of that map that I looked at when with the green dots. It's crazy how the southeastern hemisphere of the country
before we
is open, 100% open.
Well, before we catapulted into that, the reason I brought that up is because you had said the guy lives on the golf course.
Lives there. Can't even do the work by himself.
So it's like, that's how
Yeah.
kind of isolated and how they're trying to condense that in that aspect. But like you said, then you get into the other states, which we kind of quoted before, where it's like you kind of have to think about the more southern states where they're like, hey, if California's doing it, we're not going to do it because they're still open.
Dude,
there's a lot of green dots.
If you haven't been following the numbers, they have been getting struck with major uprises of cases. And no shit they are, because here's the thing, like,
shit's open.
Even if you live in a rural community and you think, well, not only am I like, I'm a hardworking, dedicated town person, but also I'm, less likely to get it because I only go to this store or that store and yada yada. Like, you can't think that way. And now what's happening, like, even these smaller states with smaller populations, they still have big cities. The governor of North Dakota, who refuses, or was it South Dakota? One of the Dakotas refuses to shut the city down. And it's South Dakota. Sioux Falls is a major metropolis.
Sioux Falls, really?
And it's getting struck, dude, because they refuse to shut down anything. The governor is just not cooperating. Wow. And now their cases are spiking. And it's like anybody who's not paying attention and following precautions and just like getting their shit together is getting hit. And it's just crazy, man.
Wow, you don't really hear about those too, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, Sioux Falls, I mean, that's kind of like a vacationer's destination in some aspect for some folks.
It's just a little chill, little quaint town. Yeah. And you hear
Sioux Falls. You hear about Sioux Falls.
You hear about New York. They're getting slapped, obviously, but slaughtered. That's all you hear about.
They're getting slaughtered, man. Well, we were up there for a while, being Californians, and especially being the epicenter of the Bay Area, which there was a lot of cases. We're not out of the woodworks yet, but it's going down out here. I hear Vegas is not as bad as us. Everything's in quarantine, but they don't have as many issues as said the Santa Clara County alone.
Well, that's because they shut it down. They can't. When is Vegas opening?
Fuck, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
Vegas is shut down. Dude.
Vegas is done.
I mean, I know there's a couple sharks out there that they ain't done. There's some underground. There was some underground stuff that got shut down in downtown San Jose.
It's weird because there's nothing like what can
underground nightclubs, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can't fucking stop them.
Underground nightclubs, San Jose has been going.
Yeah, they get popped, man.
Yeah. So shout out to all the stupid people.
I mean, when you get to the underground, I can understand the underground fucking poker club, man.
Even that's wrong.
You got to make money, man.
No, poker you can't do.
But there's smoke. You're breathing in people's
faces,
the
chips,
man.
Bro. Everybody's chips and cards.
That too, man.
You're only allowed to play cards with your quarantine folks. That's it. That's a rule.
Because imagine if we were smoking stoves right now, like 2 feet away from each other, man. Yeah. A big old fat fucking Cuban, and then you're sharing. Oh, dude, the chips.
It gets in your eyes. Gets in your eyes.
The juices,
what else?
Man.
I mean, let's just knock this out. Stay home, people. Go golf when they let you, but stay home.
Stay home.
Like we are. Hashtag hypocrite. All right, I got one thing to talk about before we get out of here.
What's that?
Dolphin rape.
Dolphin rape?
It's a real
thing.
I
thought we were going to get out of here clean today.
No. We're going to go with this because I just saw a stand-up comedy routine last night by this guy, Chris D'Elia. He's a very famous stand-up comedian.
I heard the name, yeah.
Go check it out on Netflix. And so you don't have to like just believe it from me, but dolphin rape is a serious thing. And this guy does a bit on it about how it's a serious thing. And I'm like, bro, I knew about this 10 years ago. 10 years.
Man, you know what I mean? I've been talking about that since like 2010.
10 years. 10 years.
I think I got some dates out of that shit, man. You know what I mean?
Dude, we had a vacation in San Diego that was dedicated to dolphin rape. They got
the caves.
Just so you know, they got caves.
They drag you down.
Here's what happens. I'm going to break down some dolphin rape knowledge. You can go look it up on Google.
I'm disappointed in this.
But it's true, man. It's true. And you know what? Like, I'm proud using of us, profanity.
Bummed in them.
But I'm just bummed that the dolphins... Here's what happened. Dolphins are like they're societal creatures. They have little cliques and little groups. Well, every so often, certain dolphins are cast away from these groups. They're not accepted by the majority of their peers. Oh, my goodness. So they're outcasts, and they get like... They just subsequently start their own group of like rogue fucking banished dolphins. And what do? They literally drag human beings who are swimming in the ocean. And how did they drag them? Here's where it's going to get deep. Look up, Google prehensile penis. Just Google that. Just go do that.
Dude, the penis has nothing to do with it.
No, that's
man.
how they drag people into the cave.
Do you want to know how brutal it is, man? I will
That's
break
how
down
they,
the...
No,
you're right.
Look it up on the story. They drag people
I
into
get
the
it.
caves and they rape them as gangs of dolphins. So,
No, dude, you know what they do
Bro,
first, bro? You're right, but you know what they do first, bro?
they knock them out?
They bring you up, and they bring you down, and they bring you up, and they suffocate you before you go down, bro, and then they
Wow.
fucking take you down.
Oh.
And then what you're talking about happens as they're going down, man.
Can you imagine being grabbed by the ankle by a vicious dolphin? Prehensilely, and then drug up to the suffocated, and they take you down and they do their thing. Sorry, people.
In the caves.
I'm sorry, listeners.
And you know why they bring the humans into the caves? Because they can't get out.
Nah, they can't get out there. They just drown.
Because you're already suffocated.
And the numbers are kind of staggering. And the sad thing is much like COVID-19, it's fake news. The numbers are fake news. These attacks and reports, they don't get reported very often. So the numbers are just like, they're untrustworthy.
Okay.
It's a lot more than you think, just like COVID-19.
We need to get HR or whoever the fuck is involved
Red
with
flag.
our shit.
Red flag.
Go find out the numbers of who's
They're wrong.
more. Who's crumpled more? People to dolphin rape villages, which I call them dolphin rape villages, or that.
God, man,
the
this
Sea
took...
Void, the Sea Void 19 era.
You see, this is what happens when
as
we
we start-
don't have golf tournaments to talk about, man.
The only thing I'm bummed on is we brought this up for days, and I get the point of why you brought it up. Fuck that guy. We've been talking about this shit for days. We've brought awareness since the fucking since the epicenter of this shit when they figured it out, man. I've seen the footage. That you go to like SeaWorld or whatever. I've seen the dolphins turn at SeaWorld, bro. Hey, you're on your honeymoon. Oh, you got the engagement ring, and then bam, the groom and the bride get sucked under the water.
Just the
and
last thing you hear is just like, and you're dead. You're dead.
Get sucked under, and that's just at the aquarium that only goes like 100 yards, bro. Imagine when they can suck you down 800 fucking.
See, we all thought it was funny.
800 yards.
We all thought it was funny
800
when we
meters.
learned that dolphins were the only other mammals that like take pleasure in the acts of sexual like pleasures. You know what I mean? You know that? Like dolphins are one of those smart animals that treat it as more than just means of reproduction. They think it's fun. So they took that to the next level and started
They're adapting.
raping humans.
They're adapting, dude.
Adapting.
Could you imagine when the Sea Void era is ended and the dolphins take over, dude?
Yeah.
Dolphins with feet?
Yeah.
Dolphins with legs and feet, like dinosaurs,
They're
bro.
coming after us, bro.
It'll restart, dude.
Yeah.
You get the dolphins that come back with the feet and the legs, and they're doing the things of the humans, and then it's done.
I mean, I don't mean to play victim,
you got the new
but
dinosaur.
they're pretty cute. And like, I'd let
We're gonna get wiped out, bro. That's what
by
I'm saying.
dolphins? Is that with lasers?
No, I think we're gonna get wiped out, and then a couple of the few that have gotten are down by a dolphin, they survive. But
God, this is
but
the
what
best
I say
show ever.
But why I say that is because they become the new. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they become the new mermaid. They become the new Adam and Eve. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get your new dinosaur, but except your new dinosaur is gonna be half like, I don't know, bluegill bat or like bluegill fucking marlin and trout and fucking big mouth bass and something like that. You know what I mean? Because dolphins have been like your first new dinosaur is gonna be half dolphin, half human, bro. Your new T-Rex is gonna be half dolphin, half human.
And you know what its name is going to be? Denver. Denver, the first dinosaur.
Could be. You could be the guy that got out. You know what I mean? Could be the guy that got out, and he's the one that fucking just ravaged.
I'm pretty sure we covered everything we wanted to cover today.
How
Which
did
was
we get
absolutely
here, man?
nothing, dude.
Oh my
Absolutely
God,
nothing.
dude. Ooh.
We're at 43, ain't we? Let's wrap it up.
We're at 49.
It's done. Ain't nothing finer than a 49.
Well, we out. I'll tell you this. if you've been a fan of the show till
Yeah.
now, if you're a friend of us and of the show, you're either all about it from here on out or you're not. With that said, cheers. Big cheers tonight. Oh, we left the Jameson inside.
I got
God
nothing.
fucking
I got to
damn
drive
it.
home. That's good.
We
It's
drank
better.
a bunch of Jameson. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Ireland, bro.
Ireland.
We have new listeners.
Oh, we do?
I got an email.
Kathy? From Ireland?
Maybe.
Kathy Ireland?
Kathy. We got the host site that we go through. They
Yeah.
sent me an email saying that you have new listeners.
Sweet.
And once you accumulate enough, it's not just one guy. If like one guy in Ireland's like, hey, I'm going to listen to your shit.
Yeah.
It's a couple guys, man.
That's not enough for a little cut? No?
I would say like 2 or 3 families in Ireland are listening to us in
Dude, fucking
in Ireland, man, for sure.
follow us. Please follow us on our Instagram. Magic Carpath Ride.
With that said, yeah, Magic Carpath Ride at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Gmail,
Facebook?
at Gmail,
Facebook?
and Facebook, man.
Yep.
Get at us. Any questions you want, if you want a hotline, let us know. What do you guys want? What does everybody want from this? We have some good things lined up when all this Sea Void shit is done. You know?
Sip time.
We got
When
the
sip
Crust
ends.
versus Meloche. Hashtag Nike versus Adidas.
Dude, we got the
duel.
speed golf.
Speed
Speed
golf
golf
going down.
duel. Speed golf
We're gonna
cart
do a
versus no
9-hole.
cart.
We're getting the specs, but we got a 9-hole going. We'll get it going. That's going to be spectacular when this shit goes down.
What if they try to fuck us in a cart path only? Like, is that because I'm?
You know what I think? What I was thinking would be a fair case, either Boulder Creek or Deep Cliff.
It's true.
I think Deep Cliff is a fair case because
Here's my question:
if you're walking or riding, you're hitting the same.
Are you gonna run or are you gonna walk?
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna do the thing. But
That
anyway,
shit's gonna be fun. It's gonna be intense. Bro.
that's gonna be intense.
You need to play some hockey, and I need to get back to fucking not being a fat ass on my couch and start running again.
It's gonna be good. All right, everybody,
Let's get out of here.
let's get out of here. Shout out to Anchor.fm, Twitter. We already shouted it out. Get us at everything at Magic Carpath Ride.
Head down, bro.
Good vibes, baby.
Mm.
We'll check you out next time.
Bye.